PGA European Tour is brought to you by Volvo.
Hello and a warm welcome from me, Warren Humphreys, to the third day's play in the Deutsche Bank Open, the TPC of Europe. And the weather has been warm and blustery all week, but the scoring's been hot. And of those players playing today, 69 scores have been below 70 in the 2 rounds played so far. Leading after 2 rounds, Frank Nobilo from New Zealand, a scorching first round of 65. And this shot here on the 17th, his third to this par 5, an absolute beauty. Certain birdie for Nobilo, and that helped him to a second round of 69 to be at 10 under par. Obviously he likes playing here in Germany. Last year he won the BMW International in Munich, pipping Bernhard Langer by 2 shots. So Nobilo heads the leaderboard with Retief Hoosen, 68-67, he's at 9 under, and Langer ever present, he 66-70, 8 under with Colin Montgomery. Great round from Monty yesterday, a 65. McAllister and Orr both had 66s, but as we join the third round, the man of the moment is Seve Ballesteros, out on the course with 2 rounds of 70. He's made birdies on the 4th, 7th, 8th, the 11th, the 15th and the 17th. And we join him here on the 18th with a long outside chance for a birdie to equal the best round of the week so far. That the 65s of Monty and New Zealander Nobilo. Well, not to be for 70, but not to be for Seve, but it's a great round anyway. That's certainly going to help him catapult up the leaderboard. More importantly, it's finding that form and confidence that's been lacking for the last few months. Fortunately, it's not going to help him get to the US Open. Not that he's going to worry about that too much. He's said many a time that the US Open courses are not to his liking. So he's going to stay at home, watch the European soccer. And all thoughts, I'm sure, for him will be, can he repeat that tomorrow, or maybe go one better, when surely the title may go his way. But as we join the action, it's Darren Clarke at 11 under. He's 4 under par for his round so far. Retief Hoosen from South Africa, he's improved on his overnight score. He's 2 under. Nobilo just 1 under par after the 10th. As we join Darren Clarke on the 17th, the par 5. And getting a lot of action with his third shot there. And Bernhard Langer not having a particularly good day. Langer 66, followed it with a 70, 2 over today. And I really thought Langer would really make a move, but not to bin. Putting woes continuing for him. Mike Harwood also been in the doldrums over the last few years. Tee-shot on the 16th, the par 3. Oh ho, and my word, that wouldn't have been much more, and that was a car, and you can see feigning a little bit of annoyance there as well as real annoyance. You could see what he would have won had that gone in the hole. So good birdie for Darren Clarke. Now leads by 1 shot. And the 27-year-old from Northern Ireland. Certainly been quiet after a really good season last year. We just have another look and see how close Harwood came here on the 16th to a hole-in-one. Had it right on line, just moving away from the hole. I bet he thought that was nestling against the flagstick. So the boys from down under really moving along very nicely indeed. Nobilo's second to the 12th, 416 yards, and he's been playing a number of iron shots like that this week. You can see just coming over the ditch. All has produced 44 birdies, just playing over the par of 4. Loosen from the right-hand semi-rough. Also hitting it hole high. First look at Miguel Angel Martin. And he needs a couple of birdies on the back nine to keep his run of 268s going. He's been 4 under par the first day, 4 under the second. He's out in 34, 2 under, so if he can get 2 under from here, he'll keep level 68s for the week, and that's pretty good scoring. He had a tip from Seve Ballesteros at the start of the week that he's keeping close to his chest at the moment. Says it's really transformed his game, and it's obviously given him the confidence to be really a threat for this event. He's going to have to work hard to keep his power on this hole. Greens pretty slow this week. They've been lacking a little bit of growth over the winter and the spring, but the course superintendent's done a pretty good job to get them to European Tour standards. But it has made 1 or 2 greens just a little bit bumpy, and they've just cut up a little bit. But it's certainly not stopped the scoring. It really has been extremely low. A couple of times he's been second on the European Tour, never managed to win. Second in Dubai 93, second in the Portuguese Open in 94, had a really good chance to win there. Last year won the South African Open, and yet to win in Europe. Glorious swing, certainly hits the ball some mighty distances, makes it look very easy. It can only be a matter of time before this 27-year-old claims his first victory. Gary Orr, coming off a very good week last week in the Volvo PGA, finished 7th, his best event so far this year. Or playing with Colin Montgomery, just dragging away into that little bit of fluffy grass just off the edge of the green, and that'll give him something to think about to get down in 2 from there. So Nobilo to get to 2 under par for his round and tie Darren Clark as tournament leaders. Well, he struck it well, and I feel there was a little bit of nap or grain on the grass there that turned it away from the hole. Not too much slope. Montgomery plays his second to the 13th. Played really well yesterday in his round of 65. Says he's on absolutely top form and just really needs to keep the putter hot. He's missed a few chances yesterday, so the score could have been even better. But then they always say that, don't they? Always could be one more, if only. So Clark, after his birdie on 17, good tee shot here on 18, hit it round the corner of the dog leg, so just a short iron second. Very strong player. And just needed to hit it a little bit harder than that. Just went with the soft half shot. But must be pleased with his form today. Best finish is the 14th in the Johnny Walker, as Martin tries to save his par. Awkward looking putting stroke, but it's very effective. Absolutely plumb centre for Martin, so he stays at 10 under. And the pack really well bunched up, but out in front it's Darren Clark from Northern Ireland, Hoosen and Nobilo at 11 under, and good to see Ballesteros there with that clubhouse lead 10 under par with that round of 66. Rejoin us for more golf in just a moment. Welcome back to day 3 of the Deutsche Bank Open, the TPC of Europe. Gary Orr on the 13th. Missed his little chip and run there, and he'll have that to save par. And Montgomery also to follow him, not taking the putter from off the green, deciding to play a little bump and run with the sand iron, just put the ball back in his feet, just chip it on the front edge, let it release out, and that's normally a shot around the green that he and a lot of the pros think a real good opportunity to hole it. And just shy of a bit of pace. So Colin had a very good finish yesterday, hold a good putt on 17 and 18, kept the confidence high with the putter. But, things not moving too quickly for him today as we go forward to the 18th and the long birdie putt facing Darren Clark. He'd dearly love to hole it, but I'm sure he'd take 2 putts from there. Looks like it's going to be 2 putts. Had a cracking season last year. Just under £300,000 he won in total prize money. This year only 21,000 so far. Allenby. Oh. Well, some real cracking shots out here today. And maybe the pressure of trying to win his 10th event in his native land just proving even too much for this man that can absorb enormous amounts of pressure. But if he's going to win, he's got to really start motoring. 6 now behind Darren Clark. And the game and the putter a little bit cold for Langer. Double-O second shot to the 14th. Bunker guarding the front entrance of the green. Didn't sound the cleanest of contacts. And this came off the club head a little bit thick, and that's blocked away to the right hand side. And the Alfred Dunhill Open in 1993 beat Nick Faldo by a couple. Well, made use of the whole hole there. That's a good solid round. 67 by Darren Clark. 204, the clubhouse leader. 12 under par and, well, 4 birdies on the back 9. Making all the difference. Good looking swing from Hooson. And that's good control. Certainly an easier day today than yesterday. Really, the wind got up for the afternoon players, made it quite tricky. See the first look at Stephen Ames. 68, first 2 rounds for him. My word, this guy's playing well. 13th last week following his win in the Benton Hedges a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure that'll warm the heart of David Wilkinson and Steve Gould, his coach in the Knightsbridge Golf School. Can Allenby convert his good iron shot? Get his two. And he squandered chances at the PGA last week, and squandered a good chance there. And below across the 13th green. Lovely touch. So he remains 11 under, just one shot behind Clark. And Richard Boxall. Good first round of 66. Followed that with a 70. He started the day 8 under, 1 under for his round now, and 3 behind Darren. Well, it did everything but go in the hole for Houston there on 13. So we go ahead to a very floral Miguel Angel Martin. I think he's been to the Chelsea Flower Show with a shirt like that. And getting a slightly unfortunate break on the par 5 15th. Didn't need that to go much more to get close to the hole. Yes, looking very colourful there, isn't he? But going along very nicely. And has made very few bogeys this week. So really in command of his game. Played 12 tournaments so far this year. On just over £60,000. 35th in the Volvo rankings, and obviously can put a lot of that good form down to David Ledbetter that helped him in the middle part of last year. And a cracking birdie there for Gary Orr, so he gets to 11 under, and it really is very bunched at the top. Houston on the 14th. Look at that, really good swing, wide backswing. Lots of width and effortless power. Look at that, not even breaking sweat. Now this putt on 15 going up the slope will certainly turn quite a bit from right to left for Miguel. Needs to be bold, and he is. And he missed an opportunity here yesterday, but he makes no mistake today. So suddenly the field is bunching on 11 under. 3 under for his round. Blackbeard on the 14th, following Houston into the green, but getting a little bit too much spin, and that's another long outside chance for a birdie. As we can see, 4 players in second place behind clubhouse leader Darren Clark and Seve Ballesteros with Mike Harwood at 10 under. So things really hotting up here in Gut Kaden. Rejoin us in a moment. On the tee, on the 16th hole, here at Gut Kaden, Miguel Angel Martin. Can he go a little bit better than Mike Harwood? Perhaps make a 1. The pin's in pretty good attacking position on the front of the green. Oh, and look at that. Well, maybe not quite as close as Harwood, but certainly as good. And that's going to be a certain 2 for Miguel, and he's Really enjoying his tournament this week. Helps if you get a tip from Sevi though, doesn't it? And you can see the putt there facing Nobilo up the plateau. So this is going to move quite a bit from right to left, and he's got to be firm. The greens aren't quick here. Almost got to aim at his caddy's feet. It stayed pretty straight once it got to the top of the hill. Played for the break and it didn't come. But that's a par. And good, smooth looking swing. He knew the moment he hit it, it was on line. And just got a little bit too much bite on it. His birdie attempts on the 14th. Had a number of chances now today. Hit some good iron shots fairly close. And, you know, when you start doing that, you've got to start making them. Certainly on day 3. You can't win a tournament on the 3rd round, but you can certainly improve your chances for the final day. And when you're given the opportunity, it's a good idea to take them. That was Martin tapping in, so he now joins Clark at the top of the leaderboard. Or Husen and Nobilo at 11 under. And with 74 players making the cut this week at 2 under, 10 under leading, almost any one of those players could win, or could have won. Allenby's approach to the 15th, and he got that to stop well. Already in the clubhouse, Jimenez, Per Hoogsrud and Costatina Roca in with 67s. So they're on 207. It's 9 under. He just dipped the right shoulder into that as he was coming into the ball. Just trying to make sure that he gives that a fair old clout. Can he try and get up here in 2? Really does need 2 big hits. And Boxall on the 18th. So that around for 71 for Richard. Yes, and Frank just hanging back on the right foot there through the impact area. Doesn't seem quite as well balanced this year as last, and he's managed to get it through that bunker, but that's going to be an awkward lie from there. If he's standing in the bunker, playing up the bank. And I mentioned yesterday that I thought he was taking the club a little bit too much on the outside on the way back. Doesn't help. And up ahead, Ames trying to save his par and doing so very well. End of the day, no matter how well you play from tee to green, and this man has played extremely well over the last few weeks, especially in the gales at the Oxfordshire, you've got to putt well. And so too does Allenby. He makes his, so he gets his birdie. So Gary Orr. And you can see what's facing him, just coming out of that slight semi-rough. Got to carry that trap, and this will be difficult for him to get the ball to stop quickly. He's got to hit it far enough to carry the trap. Got to make sure he doesn't get the flyer and go through the green, so tough shot this for Orr. Have to land it absolutely perfectly. Well, full marks he went for it, he tried, but he was getting it to, or wanting it to go just a little bit more, and it wouldn't have needed much more for that to be perfect. He knew coming out of that lie, if it flew, it would be over the back of the green. So paid the penalty for not hitting the second shot in the right place. The man who's in a better position is Montgomery on the other side of the fairway, although he's in the rough. He's doesn't have to come over anything. He can use the whole length of the green, so you can't see the top of the flagstick, but he can pitch it sort of in between the front of the green and the flag and get it to roll out towards the hole. And you see running ahead, wanting to know where it's gone. It needed a bit more. At least it's on the green. He's trying his 5th putter this week. He's had 4 attempts last week with 4 different types of putters, brought one over here. So that was his 5th in 5 rounds of golf. And that's the shot that's facing Nobilo. There's a ditch just some 120 yards or so in front of him, so he's got to make sure that he keeps his balance in order to carry that. And spectators on the right, stand back please. Oh my goodness, well, surprised Frank didn't ask those people on the right to just get away, but he's given it a good clip. And you can see he carried that ditch, and he'll have a pretty good position to come in for his 3rd shot. Langer must try and get something in to turn his game around. And when this game doesn't go for you, it doesn't go. Well, you almost get the feeling on the 16th that someone's got to hold this today. Pretty good shot there for Allenby. Birdie the last. Well, he had an opportunity to birdie the last par 3, didn't take it. Maybe he'll get it this time round. You can see the marker close to the hole there. That's obviously where Gary Orr's hit his bunker shot to, which leaves the way for Monty to try this birdie attempt. I say this putter that he's got at the moment's got a little bit more loft on it than the other ones he's tried. Just helps him to get the ball to roll a little bit smoother on the greens. And that may be a misread. Well, Retief Hoosen doesn't think he can reach the green. I must say, I really do like this guy's swing. Very simple. And didn't get far away from the putting surface. Just collapses through the ball a fraction after impact. Reminds me a little bit of Davis Love III in the States. Now Gary Orr needs to keep his composure to save his par. Well done, sir. That's a good up and down. Keeps the momentum. You certainly don't want to take a 6 on a par 5. At the top of the leaderboard, Clark and Martin still top the leaderboard at 12 under. We'll take another short break. Whatever you do, don't go away. Welcome back. On the 16th, Stephen Ames. And really dragged his tee shot here on this par 3, but he's played a good recovery shot. And a chance for him to save par. Allenby for his 2. And that's a couple of putts he's dragged away to the left. Has a rather long backswing. Sometimes gets the putter head to decelerate going through the ball. And Times when you do that, the left wrist collapses at impacts and you pull it left. Nobilo, his pitch to the 15th. And urging it to be up and right, and it is. So, having had a couple of long chances, he's now got a real holeable one on 15. Well, or birdie this hole 2 previous days. Can he make it 3 in a row? Has he tugged it left? He has, but not by much. Tends to be a little bit brisk, Gary, but certainly a very strong player, good striker of the ball. As Martin on the 17th plays his shot. Not such a strong player, but pretty good with the putter. You can see how much the bunker eats into the green on 15. Houston, who's quite close, and he's got to lob this nearly all the way to the hole. Cutting the legs underneath it. Oh, and getting it to stop too quickly, can't believe it. Oh, well, it's hard to believe he could stop it short of the hole from where he was. And I bet when he marks the ball, he's probably scraped the paintwork with that one. Full free-flowing swing from Monty. And just didn't cut back quite as much as he would like. Frank, who works quite hard at a gym just down the road from where I live and actually work at the Downshire Golf Course, the Royal Berkshire Racquet Club. He's got a private tutor to help him strengthen up his back, keep him fit. Sure, all those at Downshire wishing Frank well. And of course, they'll be looking forward to their new clubhouse, which is opening in just a few weeks' time. It's been long awaited for, and you can see Nobilo unhappy with that opportunity gone. And maybe an opportunity gone for Langer to win his 10th title. 2 over par for his round. Second shot to the 18th. And I said yesterday, he hit so many good iron shots. Didn't quite convert them with a putter, and he's looked particularly good today, but maybe not quite happy with that shot there on 18, but just missing that little bit of something. This putt of Houston's here will swing a little bit from his right to left. Well, a good few inches at right to left. Oh, well holed. And that was a very solid birdie on the 15th for the South African. And he joins them at the top of the leaderboard at 12 under. I wonder who's going to break the logjam. Martin on 17. Well, he played that to swing left to right and it didn't move. I'd have thought that ball would have come the other way going down the slope, so maybe a misread for him. Beautiful setting there as Orr tries to make his birdie. And hung over the edge of the hole. So he remains just one shot back. Routine tap-in putt for Martin as he goes to the 18th hole, one of the hardest par 4s on the course. He'll stay at 12 under, and he'll have a par down the last to shoot his third consecutive 68. Putt's very similar to the putting stroke of Mark McNulty, almost hoods the blade on the way back, opens the putt ahead on the way through. You can see there that was quite pronounced with that putt. But maybe it's the way he's standing over the ball, but he just can't quite see the ball starting off on the right line. Houston's tee shot. And he just moved forward on that a little bit, blocked it away to the right. That's in the sandpit on the right-hand edge of the green. Nobilo with a 7-iron. Don't think he likes it. And that's on the beach the other side. Our first look today is Stephen McAllister playing with Bernard Langer. 70-66 first 2 days, 1 over for his round today. Needs a good performance. Back at 143rd on the Volvo rankings. And squeezes that one into the hole. So a slightly disappointing round for him. 2 bogeys, 1 birdie. Still managing a smile, but maybe not as disastrous as that of Bernard Langer. Needs to hold this to be round in 74. And you think the number of players that have broken 70 this week really is moving backwards down the field. So Langer in the clubhouse at 210, 6 under. And you can see poor front half. Started with a bogey, birdied the third, no birdies or bogeys on the back 9. And a 74 for him as Nobilo careers across the green from a bad lie on 16. And Houston not faring much better from the other side, so both these players got their work cut out to save par on the 16th. Allenby's got very close to the green on 17. 564 yards. It's not really been reachable in 2 all week, so 2 mighty hits from him. Frank just a little bit lackluster today. Goes back to level par for his round. And you can see it almost in the way that he's walking, that hanging the head and shaking the head, things just not quite going, but he needs to pep himself up as the pack close in and move ahead of him. Oh my word. And pace killed that one, a fraction softer and it might have turned. So Allenby lets a good opportunity go when you consider he was so close to the green in 2. There's Houston. Comparison obviously made between him and Ernie Els, both having similar potential when they turn professional. Houston so far not producing it. And Martin at the last hole, wanting it to draw and go a little bit further up the green. But like Darren Clark, faced with a long putt on the last to try and edge ahead of Darren Clark. And Orr and Houston at 11 under, just 1 shot back. So we'll take another short break. We'll be back. Join us in just a few moments. Miguel Angel Martin has reached the 18th green. He's tied at the top of the leaderboard with Darren Clark and has a long outside birdie attempt to become the clubhouse leader at 13 under par. Well, not to be, and he's done that quite a few times today, this week, where he's misread the pace of the putt by quite a lot. And maybe coming off the fast greens at Wentworth last week, players still not used to these slower greens here in Hamburg. Allenby on the 18th. Now, Colin managed to finish with 2 birdies yesterday. Can he get one here again on 17? Oh, he can. And at last, one starts to go in. So 2 under par for his round, 10 under. He's now into double figures. Just a couple of shots back. And I'm sure he'd love to win this event and dispel the horror of that last round at the Benton Hedges. Maybe a gale force wind, but you don't like to shoot 84 in the last round, whatever the conditions. So this for Martin on the last 2. Tied Darren Clark. This for his 3rd consecutive 68. Not an easy putt. But he's up to the task. It's right in the center of the hole, and that's a good putt for Miguel Angel Martin. And look at that, no birdies, no bogeys, just 4 birdies, equal halves. Playing so consistently this week. Well, Frank Novello just put off by some of the people crossing over the fairway. Maybe 1 or 2 of the press officials that are allowed to wander down the fairway, but now going for the green and 2 here on 17. I don't think he can reach with an iron. It's maybe laying up. Yes, and coming up a good 60, 70 yards short in 2. Wanted to take those traps out of play that are 30 or 40 yards short of the green. This was Gary Orr off tape. And he just misreading that. Now this man does have the power to get up in 2. Set it off very straight. And well, it wasn't far away, and he won't mind being in the bunker really. It's not a difficult bunker shot from there. It's got a little bit of green to work with, but provided he's got a reasonable lie, he might prefer to be in there than 80 yards or so down the fairway. Malcolm Mackenzie finishing up on 18. That recorded. Playing with Miguel Angel Martin. And Malcolm will be disappointed with that round of 74. And Allenby just peppering the flagstick all day long. The said before, he was very unhappy with his performance at the PGA, but bouncing right back. Good balance and rhythm from Ames. Like a number of players today, just fooled with the distance there on 18. Almost do with half a club more. And an awkward tee shot on the last for Monty. Dogleg right to left. He normally a favourite of the ball, but he's managed to turn that one the other way. So good control there from Colin, manoeuvring the ball the opposite way to his natural shot. Or on the other hand, a natural drawer of the ball, so we'll quite like to give this one a cuff up 18. And the players trying to keep it quite close to the tree and just tug it round the corner, and that's two perfect tee shots there on the last, and getting it a few yards past Colin. Really good putting stroke Ames has, keeps the left wrist very firm through impact. So he looks to settle for a par down the last. Well, he hit this pitch shot absolutely stone dead yesterday, and not quite as good today. Well, that's not bad at all, is it? And you could hear Allenby confirming with the caddy, just outside the edge of the hole on the right hand side, and not quite a long putting stroke here. See how far he takes the putter head back. Not textbook remedy. Well, that's actually a little bit shorter than he's done before, and he's got the result. So maybe he can learn from that as Allenby makes a 3 on the last. And that just good enough to break 70, good 69. So players bunching on 205 as he heads towards the markers tent and the press tent. Satisfied with his round, and Hooson on the 17th actually just bumbled through the sand. A little chip and run for him. And he just pitched it into the plateau on the green, and that shot sideways for him. Ames taps in for a 71. All pars on the back nine. I'm sure the players enjoying this respite from the breeze that popped up yesterday. One more so than Colin Montgomery here on 18. Ideal shot for him today. Aim it on the left-hand edge of the green, move it towards the flag. And once again, didn't quite move enough, but that's a bold, aggressive shot to the last. Give him an outside chance. And he'll be very annoyed with himself here on 17. Two good shots to get it quite close to the green, and his third pitch there really not getting anywhere near close enough. He didn't get it up to the top tier, and it's hard to make birdies from that sort of distance. Or on the last. And really swinging the club on a good line, Gary Orr. Up and down on the same line, getting up the back of the ball. Just tugging that one a fraction away to the left, but he's played some consistent golf over the last few rounds, and that will give him enormous confidence. And maybe he can win his first European Tour event this week, who knows. Well, going to try and shake off the doldrums that he's in today. We know this is just inside the right edge. Well, it's amazing. There must be something there that the players are seeing. That's 3 or 4 players now that have come from that side which have misread that putt. And Frank misreading it more than most, never really threatened. So maybe a little bit of grain, a little bit of slope as well, making the ball turn even more than it would do normally. Gary Orr's up against the collar of the rough and the fringe. Awkward position here on the 18th. And not too bad, shakes his head in disbelief. Now, can Montgomery get another one in? He can! Brilliant way for Colin Montgomery to finish. 2 birdies over the last 2 holes. And that will give him a 69 and, more importantly, get him to within 1 shot of the clubhouse lead. Gary Orr sneaks it in the right-hand corner. And, well, cheers. People in the hospitality tent enjoying Gary's round of 69. As we take a look at this 18th hole. Quite a tough finishing hole. And a fairly comfortable pin position. They'll be able to aim, well, Houston will be able to aim this into the middle of the green, almost at the commentary boxes there. Just move this one a little bit right to left. Pin all the way at the back of the green, so it doesn't need to bring it in over any bunkers. And looks to be out with the 5-iron. Good posture, nice straight back, knees slightly flexed. Doesn't like it. Just got ahead of it a fraction, just moved his top half of his body a little bit too soon in the downswing. Clubhead didn't quite have time to catch up, and he left it a little bit short. Nobolo's slightly more difficult shot, just finished inside a little bit of semi-rough. He's got to come in over the corner of that bunker. So maybe wondering whether this is going to fly out of this lie or not. Sometimes if it jumps out of a lie like that, the ball just travels a fraction further than you really want it to. So he may just take 1 club less than he would normally do and hit it quite hard. He's taking that clubhead quite a lot outside the line on the way back. So finishes in the middle of the green. So that's what they're playing for. £120,000 for first prize, 80,000 for second. Just over £700,000 in prize money. That's a lot to keep the concentration. Really big money here in Europe. And a real rush of blood there from Retief. And almost nearly didn't lose his honour there, but it's Frank Nobolo to go first. This to be 1 under par for his round today, 71. Has broken 70 both times, 65, 69, so this could be, whatever happens, a disappointing round for him. And it's still not over yet. So both players here on 18 having their work cut out, as all those invited to the hospitality tents sitting back enjoying a nice lager or two. Oh, well, it used all the sides, but he won't mind. It's in the hole. So Retief Hoosen, round in 70, manages to get his par on the last. Just unfortunate there, those two drop shots. Hoosen joins Montgomery, Allenbury and Orr. And well done to Frank Nobilo. It's not a disastrous round for him, it's not a good one. 7-2, he's lost his lead, but he still has chances tomorrow. At least he's kept it to something respectable. And who knows, so whatever happens, we're certainly set for a thrilling final day. Can Darren Clarke hold on to get his second tour win? Or will it be Miguel Angel Martin going for his second? They're both at 12 under. Robert Allenby, Montgomery and Orr, Hoosen, they're all at 11 under. And certainly Colin Montgomery would love to go away to the US Open with another win under his belt. And who knows, maybe Seve producing a little bit of magic, and Constantino Rocca following his win last week. Maybe he could be on a double. Whatever you do, make sure you join us on Eurosport tomorrow for the final day's play, 11 o'clock Central European Time, 10 o'clock British Standard Time. So from me, Warren Humphreys, here at Gut Kaden in Hamburg, it's good night.
The PGA European Tour was brought to you by Volvo.